Like any profession in the public sector, law enforcement serves a legitimate purpose. However, with the volatile nature of recent law enforcement citizen interactions, the facts, circumstances, and questionable outcomes of some encounters has greatly impacted the public's perception and future cooperation with the legitimacy of policing. Now, it is not my intention to harden or soften your approach in how you perform duties. However, it is my intentional aim in this tutorial to raise your level of strategic thinking to restore much needed public confidence in law enforcement operations. In this tutorial, we will discuss police legitimacy, community relations, and procedural justice. 4 streetwise strategies for restoring the public's trust. Within the context of this tutorial, police legitimacy is best defined as the idea and belief that peace officers have the authority or right to dictate proper behavior and enforce the law. The key words amplified within this definition are authority and right. Whether you have assumed a position in a law enforcement agency, either through election or appointment, keep in mind that while the formal oath is an affirmation to your authority and rights to protect life, liberty, and property, as a savvy professional, you will best understand that authentic legitimacy is earned in how you execute law enforcement functions with competent character. My strategic insight on police legitimacy as a tool for changing the public's perception and partnering for future cooperation comes from a deeply rooted key role in reforming one of the toughest county jails in the United States and executing sheriff, civil, and criminal enforcement functions in the most affluent and crime-ridden communities in our jurisdiction. And here's what I offer to you in streetwise advice. Foremost, when a code of law has been broken, you are the first contact of government authority within the various communities in your jurisdiction. Through the precise knowledge of your authority and man's right to be treated according to the rules of justice, while he may not like it, punishment for his behavior will be most acceptable when he feels that the accuracy of the criminal justice procedures brought against him did not infringe upon any rights protected by the United States Constitution or your state's constitution, as profoundly cited by Sheriff Thomas Gilmore of Greene County, Alabama, towards rights and authority. When I arrest someone, I believe my approach is more important than my authority. Now, here are 4 streetwise strategies in performing duties that could help you minimize negative perceptions incident to a search, seizure, or arrest. The first strategy is public trust and confidence. Not just a belief, but an earned reputation that you are honest and are performing essential services germane to protecting communities against crime and violence. It means, with the elimination of your own biases and prejudice, you are engaging people, regardless of sex, race, religion, sexual orientation, or socioeconomic status, with dignity and respect for law and order values. The second strategy will almost come automatically each time that you interact with people. Voices from within the community echoing their voluntary willingness, a sense of obligation and responsibility to comply and respect your authority. When you answer that next call for service, remember, not every officer-citizen encounter will always result in a person's arrest or the use of force. However, when arrest and reasonable force are the final resort, your actions according to the circumstances should be so consistent with your agency's policy and training protocols that even the most adverse individual within a community would find it difficult to protest your actions. Imagine that. Not just law-abiding citizens, but even the criminal element who act not out of fear, but in total compliance because your performance and behavior is consistent with the rules of law. The third strategy serves as confirmation with the belief and acceptance of your authority, that with every call for service, you were seeking to apply the most moral and legal solution with accountable outcomes. Unfortunately, this comes from the volatile nature of past law enforcement citizen encounters, where now your every action will be scoured over for any perception of mistake or injustice. And don't be intimidated by cell phone footage being recorded and sent to the news networks. With the entrusted level of decision-making authority in your capacity, let that footage demonstrate you are in control of the facts and prepared to stand resolute and confident that your actions were totally consistent with training, policy, and supervisory protocols of your agency. And in the fourth strategy, we turn to Sir Arthur Peel, one of the most prominent influences of reforming criminal law and modernizing policing under 9 principles. Of these 9 principles, the one that most squarely fits our narrative is number 7. Police at all times should maintain a relationship with the public that gives reality to the historic tradition that the police are the public and the public are the police. The police being only members of the public who are paid to give full-time attention to duties which are incumbent on every citizen in the interest of community welfare and existence. To illustrate what this means to policing in the 21st century, we turn to an episode from the HBO series called The Wire, where a commander gives Streetwise advice to one of his subordinates on police legitimacy at the community level. This scene contains profane yet straightforward language where viewer discretion is advised.
You're a good man, Sergeant. You got good instincts, and as far as I can tell, you're a decent supervisor. But from where I sit, you ain't shit when it comes to policing. Don't take it personal. It ain't just you, it's all our young police. Whole generation young. Now you think about it. You've been here over a year now, Carver. You got nobody looking out for you. Nobody willing to talk to you. That about some of them? And that's the problem. And I didn't think there was any way I was ever going to get my head around it. But then those women get shot for some bullshit. And that's when I about reached my limit. And that's when the idea of the free zone of Amsterdam come to me, because this drug thing, this ain't police work. No, it ain't. I mean, I can send any fool with a badge and a gun up on them corners and jack a crew and grab vials. But policing, I mean, you call some a war. And pretty soon, everybody gonna be running around acting like warriors. They gonna be running around on a damn crusade, storming corners, slapping on cuffs, racking up body counts. And when you're at war, you need a fucking enemy. And pretty soon, damn near everybody on every corner is your fucking enemy. And soon the neighborhood that you're supposed to be policing, that's just occupied territory. You follow this?
I think so.
Okay, the point I'm making, Carver, is this. Soldiering and policing, they ain't the same thing. And before we went and took the wrong turn and started up with these war games, the cop walked to beat, and he learned that post. And if there were things that happened up on that post, whether it be a rape, a robbery, or shooting, he had people out there helping, feeding them information. But every time I come to you, my DEU sergeant, for information, to find out what's going on out there in them streets,
Line 78.
all that came back was some bullshit. You had your stats, you had your arrests, you had your seizures. But don't none of that amount to shit when you talk about protecting the neighborhood now, dude. You know, the worst thing about this so-called drug war, to my mind, just you ruined this job.
Major, what you got? Incoming. Some paper reporter. Been to the free zones, all three of them.
In summary, we have discussed police legitimacy, not just as an organizational transformation, but a streetwise approach to restoring the public's trust in law enforcement operations. I feel confident that when you put these 4 strategies into real-time performance, people are more likely to obey the law when they believe that those who are enforcing it have authority and rights that are perceived as legitimate. Thanks for watching. This course is available in 2 formats for police or sheriff. Please download the professional study manuals and mobile webinars at criminaljusticelearning.online. When you have completed 100% of either course, please notify us through email to receive a certificate and 2 course credits according to your state's post rules. Please give us a thumbs up, like and share our best-in-class courses with others to learn, lead, and make a difference in the criminal justice profession.